Hello, how are you, friends? I hope you're doing great. Welcome back again to Verified So. Now, you have been selected and you have filled your DS260 form and you have submitted it and you have now received your second notification letter. What are the steps that follow? In this video, I want to show you exactly how to start from the second notification letter up to your interview. So with me here is the sample second notification letter. And as you can see, it looks something like this. The first thing that you want to do carefully is to go through this letter, bit by bit. And once you go through this letter bit by bit, as you can see, it will give you the interview information, the interview date, the time, and everything about the interview. And this is how it looks like. But in today's video, I want to talk about how to do your pre-interview checklist. The pre-interview checklists that ensures that you go to the interview fully armed, fully equipped with everything that is needed. And how do you conduct the pre-interview checklist? You do it from the second notification letter. In the second notification letter, there is a link provided and it says, please follow all the instructions provided at this link. So you have to click on this link. This page appears under the travel.state.gov and it is about the diversity visa program and it gives you all the steps. But you come to the prepare for the interview. That is step number 8 for you to check the pre-interview checklist. And you click on it. Once you click on it, it will appear, prepare for the interview. And we have some information here. You make sure you read through these instructions. But basically, there are 4 steps that follows after you have received your second notification letter. And the first step is carefully reviewing your scheduling information. And that is found on that second notification letter. And then step number 2, you will review the US Embassy or Consulate interview instructions. This is embassy specific. Every embassy has its own instructions. So you have to visit the list of embassies and pick your specific embassy for you to get through the checklist. And then after that, number 3, you have to book for a medical examination appointment. And then number 4 is now to gather the photographs and all the documents that will be required. And this will be specified in the checklist. Now, how do you go through the checklist? The checklist is provided by the specific embassy. And for you to do that, you have to come to review the United States Embassy and Consulate interview instructions. And there is a link below here. You click on it. After clicking on it, this page appears and it has the list of all embassies. And every embassy has its pre-interview checklists. Let's go and pick one. Let's use the Accra, Ghana Embassy. And here it is. So click on it and let us see the pre-interview checklist. Accra, Ghana Embassy. We have these 3 steps that you are supposed to follow according to Accra, Ghana Embassy. Step 1, you schedule for medical exam. Step 2, you complete your pre-interview checklist, and that's what we are going to major into today. And number 3, review the interview guidelines. We shall see on this later on, but for the medical, we have already seen. How do you confirm the pre-interview list? So you click pre-interview checklist link here, and this one comes. So for Accra, Ghana Embassy, you will have this. Please use the list below to determine the items that every applicant must bring to the immigrant visa interview. Any document that are not in English must be accompanied by a certified English translation. So for Accra Embassy, for the interview, you will have to go with a copy of your NVC interview letter. But this one does not apply for the diversity visa, as you can see here. Only for the others, but not for the diversity visa, the fiancé, adoptive, or asylum visas. No. Now, for the diversity, you will need an expired passport, valid 6 months beyond the intended date of entry. So your passport and those of your derivatives, and they must be not expiring within the next 6 months. It must go beyond 6 months. The expiry date must go beyond 6 months, beyond the intended date of entry to the United States. That is the first requirement according to Accra, Ghana, US Embassy. And then you will need 2 passport size photos, 2 by 2 inch, each for every person in your application. Every person in your application must have 2 of the 2 inch by 2 inch passport size photo that are in color. Number 3, you will need the confirmation page. This is Accra Embassy of the DS-260 form. Number 4, you will need your original birth certificate and a photocopy. You will also need original or certified copies of the birth certificates for the dependents, that is the derivatives. You continue to read on. And this is for family-based visa application, therefore we are not interested in this. But you will be required to have police clearance certificate for every individual that is older than 16 years. And it should be police clearance certificate for every country that within the last 5 years you have stayed more than 12 months. This is for Accra Embassy. That within the last 5 years you have lived in specific countries for more than 12 months. You will need to have the police clearance certificate from those countries as well as those from your country for every applicant in your diversity visa application. This is for Accra, Ghana. And then if you have ever been convicted, you need to provide the court and criminal records and their photocopies. If you've ever served in a military career, you need to present the military records and a copy. If you are adopted, you provide the adoption papers. And if you're a petitioner to a child, you also provide this. Now, this is specific for the Ghana Embassy. That is the Accra, Ghana Embassy. And you do the same procedure with any other embassy. If you come from Kenya, the US Embassy in Nairobi has its pre-interview checklist. You do it. If you come From the Netherlands, the Amsterdam Embassy has its pre-interview checklist. So you go to your specific embassy for you to know what you are required to present during your diversity visa interview. And that's how, guys, you go about going through the pre-interview checklist. If you find this information useful, please don't forget to support the channel by liking the video and then subscribing to the channel if you have not. And let's meet in the next video.